Hello, everyone. I am Alexis Ann, and I am here today because my very good friend, Miss Julia Kelly, has a new book coming out, and it is her very first traditionally published book, and I am so excited. And I want to introduce her to all of you. So I have asked her to come on for a quick 5-minute rapid fire fun interview to help you all get to know one of my favorite people in the whole world. Say hi, Julia.
Hi, how are you guys?
Why don't you tell us real fast what you have coming out?
Called The Governess Was Wicked coming out. It's the first in a trilogy of short historical romances set in London during the 1850s. I'm sorry. I don't even know my own book anymore. And then right after that, about a month after, I've got The Governess Was Wanton coming out and The Governess Was Wild coming out. So it's sort of all fall. You'll get this trilogy, and I'm really excited that it's finally here. I feel like I've been waiting for ages to get this book into readers' hands. So it's really exciting.
And just so my readers know, because some of them don't read historical, what is the heat level we're looking at here? Are we looking at sexy times, no sexy times?
Looking at sexy times. Sexy times happen. I'm very happy that those sexy times happen. And to give you guys an idea, it's an ebook, but this is an ARC, so you get a little leg.
Woo-hoo.
So yeah, if you believe in marketing and covers, this is a little bit of an idea. So yes, it's not a closed door book at all. You're definitely going to get some heat along with the romance, which is very exciting because I like reading books like that. So it makes
But a very early version of this, and I did very much enjoy the hero. He is a nice guy. I like him a lot.
Yeah, he's a bit of a beta hero, which I always enjoy because I find them to be the most dateable guys. This person I would want in my life. So yeah, he's a big softie, but he's also, very competent. He's a physician, and he's just sort of an all around really good, really smart guy who's just head over heels for this heroine.
It's a fun book. Okay, so fun questions now so you guys can get to know Miss Julia. I happen to know that she and I both share a love of sports. So baseball or soccer?
Easy one.
And what are
I'm
your
a big soccer fan. So I'm a Liverpool fan, which is both a source of great joy and great heartbreak in my life. And then I also am a season ticket holder to the New York City FC team. We play up at Yankee Stadium right now until we find a new home, and it's been fantastic. I've really, really loved having tickets to the matches and having a kind of group of friends that's grown out of that. So
every time we go to an Orlando City game and we're playing New York, I'm like, oh, Julia's team.
Ooh, rivalry.
We get our stadium this year finally, so.
Yeah, that's exciting. We don't know where it's going to be yet, so I'm waiting with bated breath, hoping that it's on a subway line that's easy for me to get to.
I love how soccer has grown so much on our side of the world.
Yeah, me too.
All right, New York City or LA?
So this is a hard one. LA is my hometown, and I feel like I will always be an LA girl, but my life isn't there anymore, unfortunately. My parents moved to London, so LA is kind of like my fantasy home, and New York is my actual home. So I guess you're making me choose. I guess I'm gonna have to say, because I've lived here for 8 years, and I really haven't lived in LA since I was 18 years old. So, but I do love it, and I miss it desperately, and I really will miss it in a few months when it starts to get really cold here. So it's wonderful, and I love going back and visiting.
Oh, bonus question. If you had to pick New York or London?
I'd be in London. Sorry, guys. I would like to be closer to my family, and they're all in the UK now. So it's actually a pretty easy answer for me. But I also love London as a city itself. It is expensive to live there, and that's coming from somebody who lives in New York. But if I kind of had my fantasy moment and I got to choose, I probably would choose London. So
take me with you.
I will. You can come in my suitcase, live in my flat.
Are you getting feedback from me?
Nope.
Okay, cool. And since we're talking about a historical, I want to know what your favorite fashion era is, and tell them really briefly about why you are the expert on fashion eras right now.
Well, so I love the 1920s, but I write about Victorian romance. So in that era, it's probably the 1880s, because it's a very kind of like slim,
Mhm.
clean line that you get on the dresses, and you get a little bit of a bustle, but it's not the massive, crazy bustles that you get later in that in like the 1850s, 1860s, where you look at them and you just think, how did you walk with that thing? Hanging off the back of you. And I also love the 1850s, which is the very classic like bell shape that people think of when they think of the big crinoline skirts. The reason that I know a lot about fashion is I studied history in college, and out of that kind of came an interest in historical fashion. And then out of that came the group Really Old Frocks, which is a Facebook group as well as an Instagram account. It's at Really Old Frocks on Instagram. And I basically get to of really, really gorgeous pieces of clothing from museums, as well as, costumes from movies and various things. And I get to talk about them with a bunch of people who are really excited about, from corsets to frills on, the sleeves of dresses. And I love it. I just think it's really beautiful things that I get to have in my life and I don't have to own them and try to fit them in a New York City apartment. So
Exactly. One of my favorite comments we had the other day was, I was like, I just wrote this outfit for my heroine and I wish I had it. And you were like, this is me every time I write.
every single time I look at it, and I'm just like, I wouldn't want to live in it because I know it's really uncomfortable, and especially for the way I live my life, but I would really like to just try it on and just and actually my cousin is as a master seamstress and heads up the department at one of the ballets in London. And so I've been told that there might be an opportunity to try some clothes on when I go in December for the holidays. So
Pictures.
Vintage clothing. We'll see what happens.
All right. And for my next question, I forgot to finish writing it. So can you please remind me the actor's name who plays Loki?
Hiddleston.
Hiddleston. Oh my gosh, how could I forget Hiddleston's name? Oh, see, this is, and one of our favorite things to talk about are our favorite actors. And we have a Fassbender Friday thing that comes around every so often where we post pictures of Michael Fassbender being sexy. When she's sad, I send her pictures of Hiddleston being sexy and wonderful.
Accurate.
So I need to know, if you had to pick, would you pick Fassbender, Hemsworth, or Hiddleston?
I think it's going to have to be Hiddleston, mostly because that's the original love. But no, I think, interesting person along with all of it. But I got to say, Chris Hemsworth and him in all his dad mode is a pretty fantastic thing. I know you post things to your fan group as well, and I love watching him and his brother and various people make birthday cakes for their kids, and just generally parent. It's really nice to see. As much as I enjoy the tight t-shirts and things like that for the Avengers and all the movies, it's just nice to see them being kind of nice, normal guys and really loving their kids.
Yeah, we were watching Snow White and the Huntsman the other night, and I looked at Nate and I went, I basically just want our kids to grow up to be Chris Hemsworth. He's this loving husband. He bakes cake for his kids, and he has no issues whatsoever, being a feminist. So can our kids just be like that when they grow up? That'd be great.
I mean, I think you're doing a really good job with them. So especially on the feminist side. So yeah.
Yeah. And not to detract from my husband, I want them to be like him as well. And he is, he's awesome. He bakes cakes and he's a feminist too. So
the man came to RWA and entered into this world of 3,000 people in the romance industry and basically was conference husband to everybody and was wonderful. He was fantastic.
So yeah, anyway. Okay. So last question. Your heroine in The Governess Was Wicked. I forgot her name.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, if you put one thing into Elizabeth, or you could take one thing from Elizabeth to have in your own life, what would it be?
I think, so the thing that I wanted to really make very clear was that she was a quiet woman who kind of had all of these ambitions in life, even though her life hadn't worked out that way. So she wants to be a mother, and she wants to be a wife, and she wants to have a partner that she loves and who loves her and is supportive of her. But she doesn't have those things because she's basically put in a social situation where she has to be a governess. And that wasn't always an option for those women. In fact, governesses were kind of seen as being a threat sometimes to, you know, structure of family if they became too friendly with the gentleman of the house or any of the sons. So it's a really tough situation that she gets put in. But one of the things I really wanted her to have was, first of all, an escape, which she's a big reader. And I've always loved romance heroines who are readers. So I wove some books through that manuscript to make sure that that kind of pops up. And she's always reading to the girls that she is a governess for. And I think in a way she's got kind of a, you know, she knows who she is. And I think that she's got a self-confidence about her that's very quiet, but I think is something that I kind of aspire to have on my good days. Maybe I have a little bit of it, and on my not so good days, it's a good goal to have. So she knows who she is. She has her convictions. She's not necessarily broadcasting them to the world, but she personality in her own way. So that's what I like about her.
I like it. All right, guys, you want to grab The Governess Was Wicked for 99 cents. You can grab it right now on a pre-order, but it comes out September 12th, and it is the first of 3 books in this fun, sexy historical series by Julia. Thank you for coming on and answering all my fun questions.
Thank you for asking me the fun questions. These are some of them I haven't had before, so this is very exciting. I'm still mad you made me choose between LA and New York.
If that's the hardest question you got to answer today, it's a good day.
I know. It's a good day. It is. It's a good problem.
I will drop all the buy links in the description of this so that you can pick up your very own copy. You guys want to read it. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much.